Hello again, it's me, and obviously this video again is sponsored by Autodesk. And what I wanted to do in this one is show a little bit about, well, I wanted to show first of all about blend shapes and making a blend shape mixer in Bifrost, but then also go into other cool stuff that you can do which you can't really do with a normal blend shape mixer. So I'm going to start off in Softimage and just sort of explain what blend shapes are and how they work. So in Softimage, an object has these things here are different blend shapes, and they appear in the mixer as values which you can animate like this. And basically these are deltas, which are vectors. So you can see here I have another object called open, and I have a shape called open, and if I move the shape of this one up, it will match with the open geometry there. So what a blend shape mixer does is it mixes these offsets between the original point and the shape. So let me demonstrate in ice what that means. So we've got original shape there, and we've got our open shape there. They're two completely separate meshes. And if I go into ice, I'm doing this in ice first of all, partly because I want to show the similarities between ice and Bifrost, but also just to show that kind of these you know, I won't say the maths, but the sort of theory behind them both is the same. So I'm going to get a get point position node, get point position, that gets the position of this mesh itself. But then I'm going to get the position of the open bit of geometry. So get data. The reason why these are different in ice is because this references itself. Whereas in this one I'm dragging a bit of geometry in from somewhere else. That's one difference between ice and Bifrost, is that, you know, I put the ice tree that's part of this face object, so it's linked to the object itself, whereas in Bifrost it's a more general scene-wide nodal tree in which you can bring in anything. So get point position of this one, and I'm going to subtract one of these from the other, but in ice, again, partly because of the way that this operates, I need a switch context node on here, don't worry about this, and subtract one from the other, and this will show some vectors. If I set this as just a temporary, so self temp, could have called that anything, but that just allows me to now view these vectors. So if I show the vectors there, okay, I've put these the wrong way around. I often do that when I'm subtracting things. Okay, so if I zoom in, you'll be able to see that these vectors, in fact, let's just do it from one point. So I can go in here and just put tag components only. That point there is now at the other end of this arrow is pointing at the equivalent point on this open geometry. So that one there, which is the same point as this one here on two bits of geometry. And that vector is, you know, like an offset between the two meshes. So if I show back all the points again, whoops, sorry. You can see that where they haven't moved, you don't see a vector. They're still theoretically as a vector, but it's like a 0, 0, 0 vector, so you can't really, there's nothing to visualize. But you can see the differences there. And that will be the same as if I just get rid of all of that. If I bring in this lid open delta, and I just get the positions of those. When I say positions, they're just vectors, and I should have kept that set data. Let's just make a new one. Oops, sorry, just plug that back into there, sorry. Did keep it after all. Show the values, and so that's the same. This is basically a, you know, an offset or delta. And if I add this, if I add these vectors to, let's just hide that open one a second. If I add these vectors to the point positions, basically the point position vector is, you know, what takes to get any point from the origin to here, and then you add that, and then that will make it move up to there. So if I do add and get point position, put those together, you'll see what happens if I set the point positions is they will go to that place. There you go. So if I want to blend that on and off, all I'd need to do is multiply that vector, you know, that vector, this one here, I'll just show it again, by a certain value to make them longer or shorter. So if I make them only 0.5, that'll be half the amount, and you know, if I make it 0, there'll be nothing, and then so it basically does like that. So that's a Blendshape mixer, and I can add as many of these as I want. So I could, you know, put the lid half shut one, and just, you know, I could mix a bit of that one and a bit of this one together, you know, if I wanted to. And so to do that in, let's go over to Bifrost, it's going to be pretty much the same thing. So I make a Bifrost graph, create graph, and I'll bring in the face. I can't bring in deltas, so what I'm going to bring in is these other objects, which are effectively the same, well, they are the same as the object in Softimage, and I'll make the deltas in here. So I'll bring these in, actually no, I'll bring them in one by one, sorry, let me, so lid open, let's just do one to start with. So I want to get point position of that one, and this, again, this is me building a shape mixing tool effectively. It's not, you know, if you can make these into compounds and just plug the shapes in, but for the moment I'm building the tool from scratch. So I get the point position of one from the other, I subtract that one from that one, and that gives me the delta, that offset coming out of here. That's the offset, and so I can put a multiply and change, create a value node, and at the moment this is a vector, but I don't really want a vector, I just want a single value, so I can change that to here to a simple floating point, which is like a scalar. And so I've multiplied that together, and then I want to add that back to the original point position, like that, and then I can set point position. So set point position on that mesh, and then we get an output BIF. So I'll hide the original input, and so we've got this BIF here now, and this value here can be changed, this 0, if I change that to 0.5, you'll see that the lids are half open, or if I change them to 1, they're fully open. And if I want to do this with multiple shapes, I just need to copy this section here, put that down there, plug that in, and grab another shape in. So let's bring the lid, oops, why is it doing weird stuff? Lid half open shape. Okay, so I've added a full amount of 2 of those, which is probably not the wisest. So let's put that at sort of 0.2, and this one at, you know, 0.4. But obviously, you know, these aren't the best examples of shape. But what I wanted to show now is, so that's a very simple version of a shape mixer, and you know, you could So say let's put all that together and do Control G. Oops, sorry. Control G, and that makes a shape mixing compound. Now you'd want to expose in this compound, so if I go into it, you would want to expose these values. So just neaten it up a bit. So this one here and this one here. So you'd expose that and you'd expose that, and you'd want to rename this sort of you know, let's say that's mesh input, and then you call this one, say, I don't know, shape 1, and this value here, you can move this up. If you do move port up, you can make that underneath shape 1, and this one would be shape 1 value, and then you've got mesh 2, and then let's put this one afterwards. Then we'll rename these from mesh 2 to, oops, sorry, I put the wrong thing, shape 2, oops, okay, shape 2, and then rename shape 2 value. And you can keep going with as many of these as you like. So that's a compound now that you can kind of use for mixing shapes together. So let's call this shape mixer. And it's quite easy to add new shapes to this. You know, as I said, you just copy and, oops, sorry, let's go into that. You know, you just copy this section and it will make like a new shape input. So that's cool that you can do that, but there's other really interesting things that you can do. Now you've got a nodal tree for the shapes. Rather than just having a list that you can sort of blend together, you can do a lot more than that, and I'll show that in a next video, in the next video. Thanks.